Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Sunstreaker68, and this is my first review. This right here is the Guardian Predator. He is a Hot Toys 1/6 scale action figure. He's based on the GORT Predator that you can see in the last few moments of Predator 2 when all the lost Predators come out to retrieve Predator 2's body. This mask right here has fascinated me since I was a little kid. It's very, very cool and very, very detailed. And I always wanted the Kenner to come out with a figure with this mask. And while they came close a couple times, they really missed the mark. This mask is very, very detailed. It's very, very cool. And pictures really don't do it justice. That right there is one ugly mofo. Basically, this guy is a rehashed Predator from P1 and P2 parts, but I think he's very special and very cool to look at. It's basically a P1 head and a P2 body, and instead of the usual tan tones you get with the P1, they have they've covered this guy like a kind of like grayish brown with some black spots on the crest, and his whole body is kind of like that color. It's very cool. It's like a desaturated look. It's pretty cool. This guy comes with a lot of accessories, one being this new trophy that comes exclusively with the Guardian Predator. You can see this trophy in the trophy room in Predator 2 as well. I think it's pretty cool. It's got some heft to it. I think it's a lot cooler than the Alien trophy or the spine and skull trophy as well. So there you go. You can check that out. Other accessories he comes with. First and foremost, the combi stick. This thing is fully extendable, and you might start bleeding while you do so because these things are pretty sharp. It's pretty cool. You could actually stab somebody with this, I think. Anyways, when fully extended, it's about as tall as the figure itself. Just a little bit shorter when this guy is standing fully up. Right. Some other accessories he comes with is 2 extra hands. This one right here is to hold the smart disc. And this guy is for holding the combi stick. I usually have this in a lot, but as you can see, I have him in a more like hunched down stance, and I'll get to why in a minute. He also comes with this newly designed rebreather mask, and as you can tell, it's very, very detailed, very cool looking. This is not just a simple retool or repaint from the battle damaged Predator 2 from Hot Toys. This is actually a new mold, and it actually attaches in a completely new way. What you want to do is take out his mandibles. These are all fully interchangeable, and stick this guy right on like this, and it looks pretty cool. With this rebreather mask on, the yellow from his eyes really stands out and gives him a really cool sinister look. The only thing I don't like about it is this rubber tubing that is supposed to attach in the back. Oops, excuse me. It's supposed to attach to this hole right here, and I don't know if you can see that, but this has a hard time sticking in there. That's what she said. But yeah, you can kind of have some difficulty putting it in, but really doesn't matter because I don't really display them with it anyways, even though it looks really cool with it. As you can see, there's a smart disc attached to the hip armor. He's also got his wrist blades, just like every other Predator. I really wish they'd raise these up a little bit so it'd give the hand a little bit more articulation without interfering, because I have them extended right now, but when they are in like this, as you can see, as I'm pushing it in, it's actually getting in the way of his fingers. So I really wish they'd kind of elevate the wrist blades on this. His other accessories include this net launcher, which P2 uses to shoot some Jamaican dude in the first few minutes of Predator 2. This attaches to his left shin guard, and it's pretty cool. I usually leave it off sometimes until I've got him fully posed and something I'm going to leave him in, because if you leave this on while you're trying to move around the legs, more often than not this little thing is going to pop off. He also comes with some open mandibles, which are really cool. The stance that I have them in now, I usually like to use the open mandibles in junction with, so that I can kind of give him like a screaming, intimidating look and a stance, kind of like trying to recreate the pose he had in Predator 1 when he was trying to intimidate Arnold Schwarzenegger after removing all his armor and face mask. Other accessories that are already attached are his plasma caster. This thing's got some pretty good articulation. Not as much as Predator 1's plasma caster or P2 Elder's plasma caster, but it gets the job done. Another accessory is this medikit. I didn't know this was coming with this figure because it's not pictured in any of the pictures. But it's a nice surprise. It doesn't open like P1's, but it's pretty cool. Now, I really like this figure a lot, but I have encountered some problems. The first one being his wrist gauntlet, when I took him out of the package, was very loose. So what I did was use some Teflon tape. I took the wrist guard off, and then I wrapped the forearm in Teflon, and then put it back on, so now it stays pretty snug. The biggest and most aggravating thing to happen was that while I was posing his leg in a forward motion, this left leg right here, his thigh guard popped off. And that's because it's held on in between this thing right here by this little red peg. I don't know if you can see that. The way the light is, it's pretty bright. So anyways, this attaches to that little hole right there, and it doesn't attach very well. It popped off with little to no force. So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to super glue these parts back together with this in between, or I'm going to use a zip tie and super glue it to this part and try to find the smallest zip tie I can and loop it through here so that maybe it'll sit there and still give it room for mobility. The other thing I didn't like about this figure was that when I got him, the hair was extremely poofy. He looked like Sonic the Hedgehog on crack. But what I did is I used a hair dryer with a rubber band around his head, and I would heat up the dreads and then hold them down with a rubber band or my fingers like I'm doing so now, and wait for them to cool. I did that about 3 times, and it really helped in making his dreads not so poofy. I just want to say thanks to the guys at Sideshow Forums for helping me out with some of the problems I had with this guy. They're really helpful. A bunch of nice guys over at the forums, and if you're a Hot Toys fan or a Predator fan, I'd say join up and join in the discussions, because it can be pretty cool over there. Articulation, he's got ball jointed ankles, 2 joints at the knee, hip joint, a ball jointed hips and swivel, swivel at the waist. He's got swivel at the chest. He's got 2 points of articulation at the neck. His head can turn 360 degrees. His elbows have 2 points of articulation, and his wrists are on a ball joint as well as his shoulder. I'd say this is one of my favorite Predators, and I'm looking forward to the new 2010 Predators based on the new movie that just came out. I can't wait to see what they do with the Tracker and the classic Predator. And guess other than that, thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and take it easy.